So this guy called John Mulaney hires tough New York City lawyer to speed up Anna Marie Tendler divorce. So let's get right into this story. So John Mulaney has switched lawyers to speed up his divorce from his wife of 7 years, Anna Marie Tendler. That's such an interesting last name, Tendler, as his new girlfriend, Olivia Munn, prepares to give birth to their first child. So Page Six has exclusively learned that the comedian is now being represented by John Teitler, whose famously tough New York City law firm, Teitler and Teitler, is well known for representing powerful Goldman Sachs execs and being involved in complex, big money matrimonial battles. So basically, just from like the get-go, this kind of sounds like he is going to basically do everything he can to get the upper hand. So the firm previously represented Matt Lawyer's ex-wife Annette Rogue and Harry B. Maclow's former wife Linda Maclow. So sources say Mulaney, 39, wants things to move more quickly as he and Munn, 41, get ready for the arrival of their baby. John wants to speed things up and get the divorce done, one source said. He's becoming a father, so he switched to a new law firm with a reputation of being tough and efficient. Now, he is being personally represented by Teitler and Elizabeth White Bass, who didn't return calls for comment. Meanwhile, Tendler, 36, has hired family law attorney Elena Alter, who has an equally powerful client roster, including Mia Farrow. She represented the actress in her custody battles against Woody Allen, Madonna, Robert De Niro, John Lennon, Ethan Hawke, and Uma Thurman. Jeez, this kind of sounds like basically like two armies or two basically special forces going after each other, right? This is going to get probably pretty nasty. So Altler's firm, Alter, Wolf, and Foley declined to comment. So Page Six exclusively revealed in May that Mulaney and his artist wife were divorcing following his stay in rehab. And sources told us that the Netflix star, who checked himself into rehab for 60 days late last year after struggling with alcohol and drug abuse, asked for a divorce from Tendler in February. So I don't know like the whole backstory about this whole situation, right? But this kind of sounds like maybe he was struggling with alcohol and drug abuse because he was cheating on his wife. I don't know, but this seems kind of interesting, right? So Tendler, whose artwork was recently a big hit at an LA art fair, said at the time through her spokesperson, "I am heartbroken that John has decided to end our marriage." Mulaney said he began dating Munn after they met in LA in the spring, and he confirmed in September on Late Night with Seth Meyers that the actress was pregnant. Last week, Munn opened up about her pregnancy on the Today Show, saying they were both excited to become parents. Now, I think it's interesting that like celebrities for some reason share what's going on in their like personal lives. Like this is another thing, right? Like why are people so focused on celebrities in their personal life when those celebrities literally will never care about you personally, right? I find it very fascinating, right? But also, this kind of like will probably prove to be a good example of what not to do in a marriage. So we talk about the same stuff. Which rocker, what type of crib do you want the baby in? What does the baby wear, she said of their debates. Honestly, thank God for Instagram and Facebook and blogs because there's a lot of moms who put out such great information, and that's been a saving grace for me. And then a rep for Mulaney didn't return requests for comment. But again, like, divorce is going to get like such a horrible situation, right? Now, this was in like New York City, right? So, New York City divorce money. Oh, I can't even spell divorce right. Divorce. Money laws. Let's see. The thing is, because they're like, our assets split 50-50 New York divorces. Okay, let's check this out. So when divorce is dissolved, parting spouses must appropriately allocate their assets. The question many separating individuals must wonder is if the said property is divided evenly. So it is property, homes, other types of real estate, vehicles, and joint financial investment accounts, anything else that was purchased during the marriage. So other examples of separate property include belongings that were gifted to one spouse, assets either party owned prior to getting married, receiving an inheritance. So the equitable distribution principle. So the state of New York adheres to a family law principle known as equitable distribution. This mandate instructs adjudicating bodies to split the couple's property as evenly and fairly as it deems appropriate. However, equitable does not always mean an even 50% division awarded to each party. So in amicable separations, which this will not be, the parting factions may be able to establish an allocation agreement each side feels is fair and balanced. Typically, agreements created jointly are accepted by a family court and are included as a facet of the final divorce decree. That said, in more contentious partings, an adjudicating body will consider several factors when determining equitable distribution. So such provisions include each spouse's age, physical and mental health, each spouse's current income and earning capacity, which is going to be the most important, I believe. If either spouse will be receiving alimony, which would be also very important, the percentage both parties contributed to asset accumulation, and each spouse's current financial circumstances. So external financial burdens each spouse currently possesses, and if either party committed irresponsible or malfeasant actions during the marriage. Now, this is actually going to be probably very important as well, because obviously it seems like he cheated on his wife and got Olivia Munn pregnant, right? Which could be the cause of this whole divorce. Now, again, I don't know the whole backstory of this whole situation. If someone ends up stumbling upon this episode, feel free to give your thoughts, because I literally have no clue who these people are. I have no clue about the backstory. I have no clue who makes more money. I have no clue who has more money, right? I have no clue about this whole situation, right? So if you are familiar with this situation and you end up watching this, go down below and spill the beans, right? Share the tea, spill the tea, whatever it is, right? Because I have no clue about this whole situation. But this is what's important though, right? This is the thing that you really got to understand. Based off the article in question that we just read, it seems like this is going to be potentially a very, well, not necessarily a long one, because apparently both of these law firms have a reputation of keeping things short, but apparently both of them are brutal, right? Or very tough, meaning this could get nuts, right? Especially when you're dealing with like celebrities, because who the hell knows what's going to end up popping out from celebrities in terms of like divorce court and all that kind of stuff, right? This is going to get nuts. The kind of money on the line, nobody knows yet, right? But we're probably talking like 7, 8, I don't know, maybe 9 figures. I don't know how much money they actually have. I don't know their assets, but there's probably a lot of money on the line and a lot of potential future money for life in a sense, right? So feel free to give your thoughts, but this is also why it is extremely important as to who you marry. One of the most important financial decisions you will ever make in your life will be marriage. So if you don't align in your ideals, if you don't align in how you manage your money, if you don't align in whether or not you're going to be monogamous or not, that could lead to financial destruction for either both parties, for one party, or for none, right? You just don't know. So be very careful with who you marry, right? But then again, it's still a risk that a lot of people are willing to take. But be very certain that the person that you're going to marry is the right person that you are going to marry. And if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.